All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to announce the settings for the Slugfest at high noon.
Greek era steam princess.
Oh my goodness.
Greek era steam princess. Greek era steam.
Oh my
Is this thing on?
That's how we're going to start every stream from here on out. All right, anyway, we got the settings for the Slugfest at high noon. With me today is, of course...
Sponsored by Summon Electronics, our sponsor.
Sponsored by Summon Electronics. We'll get obviously more into the tournament here in a second with our sponsorship. But joining me, of course, as always, is my trusted comrade, Blue Rhino. Round of applause.
What's up, noobs?
And also, the inspiration for the tournament, Goldie Glock.
That's right. Originally, this tournament was going to be named after me. It was going to be called the Zach Fucked Us Tournament. So just know when I fuck you the right way.
Oh, God.
We took lemons and turned it into lemonade. So
That's right.
The tournament money comes from our sponsor, Summon Electronics. The owner of that company is the godfather of the Discord, which made this all happen for everybody. And I'd also like to give a special thanks to my co-host. I know he dishes out the heat to people on the Discord, and so we always like to give it back. But this time, Tommy, I got to praise you. You helped put this whole thing together. So again, round of applause for our co-caster here.
Well, I think the biggest round of applause really goes to Greek because it is GreekTV. It is his platform. So kudos to you. Round of applause to you. And let's be honest, you're doing most of the heavy lifting. I'm looking at a Word document here that you wrote, and you know how I feel about rules. So I didn't even want to make them, let alone read them. But
Jared, thank you for the effort that you put in.
Yeah.
You work tirelessly. And also, I would like to thank myself. If it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't have this. And so this is proof that ghosting isn't always a bad thing.
That's so nonsense. All right. Now that we're all done jerking each other off, let's go ahead and get into the settings.
Yes.
All right, so prize pool is going to be $256.07. That is the price of the plane ticket that Zach ghosted on. Captains are going to be the event's going to be 3v3. We're going to pick captains, and we're actually going to do a draft. Tommy, how pumped are you for this draft?
I am exciting. I'm so excited. It's never been done before.
Never been done.
There's so many aspects to the draft because I do think that if you pick 10 players, or it's kind of like the NFL where you don't even say this guy's the best. You say, oh, he's a top 5. So I just want to see what these 8 captains see in the rest of the people. How many people are there? About 30?
Yes, 30 people have signed up.
So there's going to be 22 other people that I really do think are going to be valued differently by all 8 captains. So I'm really going to want to see who picks who and where and why they pick them. Honestly, this is going to be great.
Yes, and I think so. Tommy kind of hit me with this idea a while ago, and I think that, I mean, there's plenty of tournaments that go on where it's like, all right, load the teams up, or we're doing, a long month extended thing, and those are great. Obviously, I'm Coming has a tournament going on right now, and brought a bunch of people back to the Discord. And what we want to do is just like these one-day events where they don't necessarily have to be a long commitment, but people can still get together and there's a shit ton of games going on and it'll be hella fun. And we thought, all right, the best way to do it is make it so literally everybody has a chance to win. So with the draft, it's kind of like it evens the playing field. That way, you can't have the freaking boys load up on one team and, smash me and Tommy when we play together. So all the talent and the skill is going to be spread out, and literally it's going to be anybody's game. So that was kind of the whole rationale with the draft. The way the captains are going to go down is that, and I'm going to go ahead and switch the screen, we'll get into it. The captains are going to, so each player, and do this as soon as you find out about it, just send me who you think the top 8 players are in the pool. I'm going to have everybody in the pool just rank the top 8 players in whatever order and DM that to me. And then those 8 players will be the captains for the event. As far as
And
oh, go ahead.
and just so that we're clear, because I know freaking Andy's thinking about this. Yes, you can vote for yourself. You can put yourself.
Thank you, man. I was really curious about that because I would only vote for myself.
Actually, props to freaking Andy. So this is funny. Last night, Otter's just like, hey, by the way, when you announce all this shit, freaking Andy is going to harass you. Before I even announce it, he's already harassing me. Dude, Greek, what is going on with these settings? He's texting me all morning. But to be fair, he actually had a lot of good ideas. And Otter told me about this, and freaking Andy was telling me about this. So we actually made this because of them. So appreciate the feedback for that. We like that idea.
Let's give a hand to freaking Andy.
All right, so as far as the draft goes, the 8 captains will do a snake draft, and we kind of have a secret on how we're going to order the captains. It's going to, I don't know, I want to keep it a secret so people just do the rankings of the top 8 players legit and no one tries to game it, but we're going to make it so it really evens it out. But the 8 captains will do a snake draft, which means whoever drafts first in the first round drafts last in the second round, and then vice versa. If you draft last in the first round, you draft first in the second round. So you actually get back-to-back picks right there. Players, so we're going to have 8 teams. So players selected in the third round are going to be supplemental picks. So they're going to be on whatever team they get picked for. However, if for some reason something comes up, your wife's having a baby, or, Dream Legend wants to take you to the club, like whatever, someone can't show up, then the people in the third round will just be shifted to other teams to balance it out. So we have 30 players, 8 teams. I think we're going to, what's that, like 6 extra, 8 extra, or how much is that, 6 extra? And so there'll be a couple extra people. And then because of that, and this will affect where captains want to go in the draft, all players on the team must play at least 2 games, or you lose a point in the final scoring. And then, of course, we want to stream the draft on GreekTV. I think it'd be so much fun. I hope everybody would think it's fun too. But we got to get everybody together at the same time. So either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday this weekend, if we can all get together, because usually people are just playing on the weekends anyway. That'd be perfect. If not, we'll just do it by text, and then we'll do a stream where we reveal the rosters and the teams and everything like that. Anything you want to add, Tommy?
So, just to recap here, we are putting in if everybody on the roster plays 2 games, they don't lose a point. But if somebody doesn't play, they lose a point. Is that yes? And we're saying if you lose a game, though, you actually don't lose a point. Or it's only when you win.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Way ahead of myself. Sorry.
All right. So as far as the game day goes, the objective is to win as many games as possible in 3 hours. We're 3-hour time limit. No game is going to start after the 3-hour mark. So I guess it might go over a little bit because the games will start, right before the 3-hour time limit. And so 16 GMT to 19 GMT, literally as many games as possible. All games start at 16 GMT, and as soon as your game ends, you get matched up with another team. Freaking Andy was breaking my balls about this. He's like, we should do it in rounds. And I'm just like, right, well, we have 4 games going on at the same time. If one game takes an hour, all the other games have to wait. And I want to make it so people are just playing nonstop, and that way you don't have to sit there and wait and then kind of waste your time. And when your team wins, just DM me that you won and who you beat, and then we'll message you next to play. And the way we'll do it after the first set of games is that we'll match winners against losers, really even it up, give everybody a chance to play everybody. Hopefully it ends up in a round robin where everybody gets to play everybody. But the way that we're doing it is we only counting wins. We're not counting losses at first. So instead of dragging games out when it's already inevitable, might be in your best interest to just, GG out and go find a new matchup. The reason for, again, all this is we signed up to play DM to get games going quick and start battling quick. A lot of games recently have been just dragging on forever, so this just helps get things going. Tommy, any more you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I think all these rules are very much self-explanatory, and I feel if I say anything now, I'm going to jump ahead. But these look good.
A championship. So after the 3 hours is up, the top 4 teams who have the most wins will do a single elimination playoff. And then if for some reason there's a tie for 4th, then we'll factor in the losses as a tiebreaker. And then if it's the same record, then I don't know. We're just going to kick each other in the nuts. So we'll figure it out. Lobby settings, hidden civ, allow spectate open streaming if anybody wants to stream anything. Players that are in the event, if you have a Twitch stream, I mean, go at it. And team positions on. Obviously, the skill level and talent disparity is wide ranging in this event. So this hidden civ, pick civ, team positions allows you to be a lot more strategic with what you're working with. And literally, you can do whatever you want. If Legend wants to go Slavs every game, let them do it. For whatever reason, ever since I've never seen a DM event where you just get to do whatever you want, and that's the experiment this time. Even in lobby games, whoever picks their civs, we do random civ all the time. So pick civ, hidden civ, do whatever you want. We just feel like that'll make things easier for everybody to do and more fun.
It's going to be. I think that's going to be amazing, and I really do think as we joke around with some of the players, and I don't want to put players in a different category, but even the quote-unquote weaker players, I think, play really nasty at a nasty level with some of their favorite civs. So, it's kind of like the whole Mace thing where, Mace says, well, if I play Slavs, well, now, if Mace signed up, Mace could have played Slavs, There are some players that I see on this list that I know can play at a high level with certain civs, and they might be picked in the third or fourth round, but I know that they could come out and, surprise people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I know Zach's ready to roll.
And we're rooting for the underdog.
That's right.
To be honest, we want the upsets. So just saying.
And we'll be honest. If me and Tommy are in the draft pool, we're definitely getting picked at the back end of the draft. So.
Are bombard towers allowed and gates?
No bombard towers, no gates. Here's the map pool. You guys can check it later. And here's how we're gonna do maps. Literally, when I give you the matchup, I'm gonna do Google flip a coin, and whoever. I'm just going to assign somebody heads and tails, and then that person gets to pick the map for that one. So that adds some variability to it, too. You might get to pick the map more often. You might not get to pick it as often, and that might not be fair, but that's how we're doing it. So banned items, no bombard towers, no gates, and no freaking walls. Back on Voobly, there used to be a mod, no walls, and that's how we played all the time. And so we're getting the walls. Anything, again, to speed up the game. We don't need to drag games out longer than they need to be. We're playing quick. We're ready to get after it. Tommy said that I was being too strict before. I was going to have it, if you do any of those, automatic admin win. But since I'm being a rule Nazi, Tommy told me to chill out. And we'll let accidents slide for the most part, but obviously if it affects the game or someone's doing it deliberately or something, then we'll do something there. And then as far as streaming goes, open stream. We're obviously only going to stream one game at a time. So feel free to stream any game that you want. Whoever's out there listening. And then we have a whole thing here for restoring, which I think I copy and pasted from some other tournament. So if someone keeps disconnecting, then that's there as well. And that's that.
So it's kind of like, so my rationale is if there's a 1v1 game and someone has the audacity to actually build a wall when he was trying to quick wall instead of an outpost, oh, that's sinister. But, because it's 3 players, how much did that really influence the game? We don't want Frost 9 coming after us asking for admin wins all the time. I can see that now.
Or Boomstick. Boomstick's another one I got to worry about with, nitpicking the rules.
Well, Boomstick's going to want everything notarized. He's going to want to see the tape of every game.
Well, what exactly did you mean by this? It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, but you can do keeps, you can do towers, you just can't do bombard towers, right?
Yep. I mean, basically the same settings, just, no walls. That's typically what people have been doing. So, that's that. Zach, since you are the inspiration, what are your thoughts on that?
I really like the rule of no bombard towers, but, I'm really disliking the no walls.
Why would that be, Zach?
Well,
do you want to play a Mitchie game?
Well, I think no. I think of using a wall to quick wall when you're like getting rushed, I think that should be fine. But you can't like actually use a wall as a wall.
Well,
Does that make sense?
So yeah, no, it does make sense, and that's probably what we'll do. Because people are like hotkeys are muscle memory for
like
people.
One tile walling to just like when you do the little 3 around your villager when you're building something, that should be allowed. Just because I mean it is pick sip, so like you could go hunts too. Like there's no reason you can't, but like it's still like. And I don't think that takes away anything from like the
Are
game.
you saying you don't know the shortcut for your outpost? Is that what it is? I mean, tell me, we can talk about this.
No, I know the shortcut for my outpost.
Yeah, that's what people did on Voobly is they used the outpost to quick wall. So yeah, I mean, like, if someone quick walls, you're right. I mean, it's hard to clarify. It's like what's that saying about porn? You know it when you see it. So yeah, if you wall deliberately, that's obviously an infraction. If you quick wall, I mean that's just part of the game. So yeah, maybe we'll clarify on that with the ruling. But I agree with you, Zach. I hear what you're saying. I agree with you 1,000%.
Zach, I will definitely be like a man sheet on that, and I'll be completely disagreeable. So don't worry. I wouldn't worry so much about just one quick wall. It's just more of.
Well, yeah, don't throw up like don't use a wall as a wall, just quick wall. Like
if someone can make 100 archers and put them in your trade, the game's over, dude. Okay, best to try to get a point somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, talk to your team, talk to your captain, and say, what are we doing here? And then try to make the point back somewhere else. You're not losing a point. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Boomstick is just going to look at certain matchups and be like, all right, we'll just give this game and then we'll jump into the next one?
We don't want that. So that is the good balance, though, because the losses do matter in case of a tie. So we don't want people just forfeiting a game. That's not the purpose of that rule, for sure. But but yes, Boomstick will think of shit like that. Dude, guys, let's just fucking call it.
Well, I mean, like when you think about it, each team should be pretty balanced, right? Like if people pick correctly. Every team, there should be no team that's just like so much better than another team.
No, it's gonna be super balanced. Like, yeah, it's gonna be frustrating playing with a lot of people you're probably not used to playing with and stuff. But like, you gotta figure it out. That's the fun of it.
So I'll give you an example. Like, if your team can't get set in a game room, right, for another team to play real quick to launch. Then they'll just go and play someone else. So you're losing the chance to win any points, and shame on you. You see what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like a capitalistic system that we're trying to use here. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's not like anybody's going to be teamed with like, it's not like anybody's going to be teamed with like an ace thug or a money sex power.
First of all, Ace Thug is not bad, and it's Ace Hole Thug, technically.
Yes,
Ace Hole Thug.
Yes, and he may be watching the tournament, okay? So, just saying.
All right, so...
But Money Sex Power, goes hero when he won.
Oh, he's terrible. He's terrible.
One of the worst.
But...
All right, so, again, we want to stream this draft. As soon as you see this, or I'll put a posting up on the Greek tab in the Discord. Just go ahead and check that out. I'll put the whole player pool up there so you can rank the players. Send me your rankings for players as soon as you can so we can figure out this draft. And if you're one of the top players, obviously figure that you're going to be selected. So get ready for a draft. Hopefully you guys want to do it in person. Some people might not want to. I want to do it. Tommy wants to do it. The people want to do it. Will wants to do it. So let's fucking get it going. Slugfest at high noon. GreekTV.
Summon Electronics.
And of course, we have to thank our sponsor, Summon Electronics.
When we find out who we'll go over the draft, right? I mean, it's pretty much standard, but we'll go over the draft with on the clock and everything if it's not done in person. Once we have the captains, correct? That's probably going to be a separate thing, right?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to re-explain all this stuff again, but at least it's out there for some people. It'll take time to watch it or read it.
Yeah.
Tommy, now I was thinking, would our generous sponsor be willing to have 3 custom Summon Electronics shirts made with the player's name on the back?
That's interesting. Polyester or cotton?
And cotton, just gilded.
And
Paul asked him if he could swing the $36.
And I also want to make an NFT for a trophy. So whoever knows how to do that, the Slugfest at High Noon winner will have a GIF, and it'll be an NFT because that's what people do nowadays.
So, yeah, I think we're good. Don't forget, we got to get those things in on who the captains are going to be, so we can set a time for this draft.
Greek, if you post the signups right now, I can give you my top 8.
I'm gonna do it right after we're done streaming, as everybody else should. All right, we're rambling on long enough now. Greek TV over and out. See you Saturday, February 12th. Slugfest at High Noon. Let's get it, baby!